Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Let's go on ahead and continue on. I have no way to introduce this video, I am so sorry. Oh, except to say, Happy Christmas Eve everyone. That is when this video is being posted, Christmas Eve. So, Happy Christmas Eve everyone. And that's all I have to say. Yeah, a very lackluster introduction. But anyway, let's go on ahead and do this again. Excuse me. Oh, her. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Starr. I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident, and what the hell kind of comparison is sucking a cow's nipple for milk? What? Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be contributed to mere coincidence. Well, aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Anna stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Duck. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure! Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. He must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Oh, now don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used. Oops. No, whatever. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office over 2 years ago, right? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one would stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he controls the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude then, there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Well, let me answer I think I was supposed to answer that last, but I clicked that by mistake, but whatever. But anyway, yeah, everything's pointing back to Chief Gant. I think he's more involved than we're letting on. Because it is true, now he controls the prosecutor's office by having Lana Skye in his office. Everything's pointing back to him. Damon Gaunt and Lana Skye. Gaunt led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gaunt's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Well, thank you for the information, Miss Starr. And now, it's time to persuade Detective Gumshoe to help us, quote-unquote, break into Damon Gant's office. And I think I have just the right ammunition to do it. Oh, you're back. You're still here? Well, I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ! Well, I got him out of persistency, but my answer's still no. Huh? I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'll be my neck on the line after all. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Well, we know he is extremely loyal to Edgeworth, and if Edgeworth is Oh shoot. And if Edgeworth is quitting, this has to help. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far! Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. I mean, if someone found out, he wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. So because he is associated with Edgeworth, they've left him out of the loop. And it's quite possible that he's going to be fired as well when Edgeworth goes. It's probably the fact that Edgeworth is protecting Gumshoe and he's the only one that's letting him, you know, stay. It's possible. Anyway, now we can go to the chief's office. Thank you, Gumshoe. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Oh! Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. Oh, I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? Well, I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what was the point in giving us your ID card? Hey, don't do that to my card! I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. That desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's, Emma? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Grant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. Well, that's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. Oh, I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk. No one except Chief Gaunt, and the cleaning lady who's in here every morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came in here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, right? Why do you ask? You don't... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Oh, hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to stop bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. Oh man, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gaunt might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come down to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. Oh, you're going gnawing me again. I do think he's involved somehow. 2 years ago, he becomes chief of police. He promotes Lana into chief prosecutor. Now he controls both the police department and the prosecutor's office. Everything seems to fall in line for him a bit too well. Now, does that mean he's a murderer? No, but does it mean he forged evidence? Quite possibly. He quite possibly forged evidence. And I'm willing to bet my buck on it that he did. Anyway, this is where Lana... whatever. Yeah, this is where the crime occurred, apparently. At Lana's office, so... let's take a quick look-see. Ah, you know what? Since there's a crime scene here, with blood, what are the chances that we could use blood? I mean, luminol. I mean, it's been 2 years, I know, but it's better than nothing, honestly. I did not want to present. I did not want to present. Jesus. Wait, how do I use it again? I forgot. I honestly legit forgot how to use this luminol. Spray to... wait, no, how do I... do I use check? Or can I really legit not use it? Are you kidding me? Could you please stop it? Alright, fine, I can't use it, fine. Or do I have to examine the floor? This mark looks some kind of flower. What is it's designed after the insignia on the prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor's badge? Well, like the one hanging from your collar. What? They have badges too? The design's supposed to portray the severity of the punishment system. And now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful. But Mr. Edgeworth never wears his. Well, that's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit. So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges? Haha, I guess everyone just kinda lets it slide. I don't see how that's supposed to signify severe punishment. That was not what I was looking for, but whatever. This was Lana's desk. Sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gott must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? The shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park! This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his war trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture there. Here, then went along with Chief Gott to question Doc. I'll bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Huh. The suit of armor's in the background. So that picture was taken in Damon Gant's office. Or at least his side of the room, which in essence is his office. Huh. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, and now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? Oh, that's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay, Emma. Shh, be careful of what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. And even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out! You guys don't know how scary that man can be. Well, there's the safe. This is a safe, right? Safe. That word is right with intrigue. Okay, if you say so, Gumshoe. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. And I have a bad feeling, too. Someone with a number who cannot be investigated as to whose number it is. Because they're a captain or higher. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know! You want to try my birthday? It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. I legit think it's possible. There it is. Bingo. And I think we just found our murder suspect for Detective Goodman. Because if we're going to continue with the claim that he died in the evidence locker room, whose number was 777-7777? Damon Gant. I think we found a murderer for this particular trial. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pile? 777-7777. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean... 777-7777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing, though. This is Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. This someone looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Oh my god. There's something else in here too. What's this? It's a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hi, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. I mean, after all, it's my neck on the line here. Right. I have to prove their relevancy to get them. Just how are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. That shard I think I know. And if so, that means Damon Gant was involved in forging evidence 2 years ago. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? Haha, remember when the three of us put that back together? Those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? Well, that's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yeah, that one that was in the safe. Well, now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Now, if I could just piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. So here it goes. Oh, I thought I had a click and drag. I was wrong. There. Just like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But... Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? Well, this piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. Oh, I don't get it. Why would Chief not hide this in his safe? Can I present it? I feel a lot better now that this job's complete. But it only raises another question. What was a piece of it doing inside the Chief's safe? More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for, anyway? I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. Okay, so we have nothing on that. But there was also a handprint. I think we can also use fingerprints. Hopefully. Oh, for the love of God. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking your hand out like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. What? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth that we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? Don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Okay, let's go. Dusty, dusty, dusty. Click like a madman until my mouse breaks. And this is a new mouse, too. Oh, God, I moved my picture by mistake. Shit. There we go. And this is a new mouse, too. Click like a madman, maddy, maddy, madman. Oh man, the actual blowing doesn't work. I have to actually press E. Huh. I gave it my best shot. Well, that kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this one. Okay, then let's try a different fingerprint. More clicking like a madman. Okay, so while I'm clicking, how's your day going, people, huh? Are you excited for Christmas Day? Have some of you guys already gone to, like, the holidays, see your family and such? You know, if you wanted to, and I would actually like it too, like, just to see how you guys are doing. If you could tell me what you guys have done over the holidays, visit family, friends, whatnot, you know, do some honest-to-God Christmas shopping, you know? Just a little heads up in the comments. I would appreciate it. You don't have to, but it'd be nice to connect with you guys, honestly. Connect a bit more than I have been. Anyway, that's enough. Now this place is as white as snow. Christmas snow. Blow. Yeah. Now, who could it belong to, though? That's the thing. Well, anyone who is related to the SL9 incident, that's the thing. Because if the jar piece was SL9, this has to be SL9 as well. Let's see. Lane Damon Gant. Hey, Marshall. Star? No, not Star. Lana? No. Oh, that's everyone, okay. Now, who's that? Oh no, Goodman? No. This belongs to Emma. It belongs to Emma. If this belongs to Emma, then the question becomes, where did that cloth come from? Wait. Exactly. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems that the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought for sure they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you, over here! What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Hey, don't ask me! Let's just keep this to ourselves for now, okay? Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Because it's clear it has something to do with SL9. Emma was SL9, but why are her prints on it? Huh. Well, there's one more thing I can examine, and that's the Chief's desk. I'm still concerned about that, but for now, let's check the desk, because remember, Chief Gant hid something in his desk. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk! Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. Well, this looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? Well, in most cases, the list runs twice as long as this. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Wait, hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. Oh, that's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence. This list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists, they run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case! It would appear so. Huh. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Gigant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run right into a pool. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, are you in the coat? Me, sir? Drop off your ID card on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But sir... Now get out! Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Oh, wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. It don't go yet? Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Look, pal. Once before, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limit. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did do a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell us the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. Well, what an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? Oh no. I think it's more that you're afraid of them. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one who I'm supposedly frightened of. What is this person's name? Well, Miss Skye? Is it Chief Gant? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a little bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. Oh, was that Phoenix Wright asking? Oh, shoot. Whoops daisy. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Well, assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Well, of course, those are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence? It was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. I think that's quite easy. That's not what I meant. I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth, none of which I presented, right? What, Phoenix? What are you thinking? Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken already, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck to it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. And that would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes. It seems that I also got blood on the victim's shoes. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want to be I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. That weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened, and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma to do that. I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. One moment. Sorry, we recently installed a ring system in my home, and it was showing that someone was at the door. So, well, it's just a mail person, nothing important. Anyway, after my call, any remaining debts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all that I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the Chief's office 2 years ago. Both are to be figured out in due time. Until then, we are going to save the game and call an end to this day. My god, this is the last time that I made a recording. In June 18th, 2019. That's the last day I made a recording. Oh my god. A whole 6 months. That whole insanity of not getting hired for my job that I was trying to go for, and then having to go find a second job while I continue doing my sub work. Ugh, that was nuts. Anyway, that's it for this video, and that's it for this day. I made 3 videos in one day, which is pretty normal. I might make more later on in the day, but right now, I'm good with just 3 videos. This one is long enough. It's been 45 minutes long, which is 42, I lied. Way too long. But anyway, I'll see you guys all on the next episode that I end up making. Later, everyone.